That's right, it's a-cho. Imagine how different all the Japanese, all the East versus West would be if I understood the spoken Japanese more. Ironically, I can only understand it if it's the really boring stuff. If they're just talking about things that are happening in the match, it's fairly easy to understand. Shagami Chupan and all that. Ooh. Oh, that was it. That was Link's. No, he didn't have super. I hate commentary that's just like, what just happened? That's punishable? Oh, he missed it. I think you can. I think Ken can just Shippu that if he blocks all 3 hits. So I'm guessing he started to turn butter a little early. I don't think Ken needs a red parry to get the punish. It's an annoying. I don't like red parrying into low parries. It's not any harder than. I think you can parry that either way. Actually, that super. I don't think you have to parry it low. I don't know. People always parry it low. I can't even remember the last time I blocked it high. It might be a real low. I was just low block it. Hi. What does that mean? Like a dog noise. Oh, that was it. Hammer hook is safe, but I understand why you wouldn't want to cancel into it. It might be unsafe against Ken's Shippu, but it can also get red parried. And a lot of players above mid-level are pretty good at red parrying it. Depends on the player, depends on the matchup. Certain characters are more reliant on that than others. Nice punish. Stay medium kick. You don't see Necro Zoom normals that much. Some of them you do. The low forward is fairly common. But things like Staying Renos and Staying Fierce, most good Necros don't actually hit them that much. This Necro has really good neutral. That was a really good autocorrect too. That has a long cancel window. Yeah, I actually already beat World of Light and unlocked everyone. Nice. Money. Oh, that was it. That was a Shippu. Damn, look at this. Look at the subs. If only that I had something actually worth unlocking. Ooh. Fancy. He didn't even get an optimal punish. Actually, that might be optimal. I don't know. I thought Hard Hammer Hook was optimal. I feel like either the first or the second of those he should have started with Hard Hammer Hook. Background Us into EX might be more damage. In fact, it almost certainly is. Than Hard Hammer Hook into Hard Electricity. It depends on how many hits of electricity you can get. On some characters you can get 5, on some you can only get 4. There might even be some where you can only get 3. I think Ken is in the 4 boat. And you get okay damage off of 4. If you get 5, you get a ton of meterless damage. You can get 5 on Chun-Li, I think. I don't know what other characters. Generally speaking, Ken and Ryu have completely identical hurt boxes. The only differences appear once they're doing their character-specific moves. That time he didn't need anything fancy. He would have been able to kill, maybe without meter, by going for a red parry. But it's not like Necro's meter is super precious. His EX moves are actually pretty bad. Electricity has no EX. Both EX overheads are kind of mediocre. EX spinning hook is pretty good. The low grab has no EX. Oof. So you mostly just use that meter for supers. Necro actually has a pretty good little slew of supers though, so it's not too bad. Nice confirming options here and there too. Lots of cancelable normals with good range. Oh, that was it. I think on that sweep he could have gotten Stand Strong super. Pretty sure that Necro Stand Strong punishes sweeps. Nice, look at that. That's actually a really interesting situation. I have to talk about it a lot when I talk about air parries. This is a very common scenario in Third Strike, but very rare in other games. Necro does... Well, here it was after. Okay, so what Necro does is he does an anti-air electricity. Here it's actually stand strong into electricity, so it's even more interesting. Necro's electricity lasts as long as you mash the buttons. So right here, he does the absolute minimum amount of mashing, and that enables a follow-up into stand fierce. Okay. Um, if Ken parried twice, then he would actually get like a jump in combo into like a punish. So it's horrible if they parry. You know, right here, Necro was kind of greedy because he only did the single hit of electricity and then hit Ken. It's actually not a mash input. It's DP plus punch, and then you mash to keep it going. And it doesn't take very much mashing to keep it going, so it's actually really easy. I feel like all mash inputs should be like Necros, but they usually are these days. Or I shouldn't say usually are, but like, you know, all the mash moves in Street Fighter 4 can't be extended. I mean, in 5 can't be extended by mashing. So they're just regular ass special moves that you happen to be able to do by mashing, except Ed. Anyway, um, right here, Ken jumped in. If Necro only mashed one hit and Ken parried that one hit, then Ken would get like a stand strong, stand fierce Shippu kind of combo on him, or even like a jump roundhouse thing if he was high enough in the air. Um, but Necro could just always mash his electricity to make it harder to jump through. But Necro is incentivized to mash as little as possible so that he can get this little follow-up combo here. And this one's really interesting because Kenton jumped in trying to parry once, and it wasn't just raw electricity he parried, it was stand strong into electricity he parried, so he was expecting to parry a single hit of electricity and then go for a combo, expecting Necro to be greedy. But what Necro actually did was stand strong into, or back strong into electricity, which, uh, that electricity would have just whiffed at the back strong anti-aired, but the back strong didn't anti-air, it was parried by Ken. And then the one hit of electricity hit, and he got the stand fear. So it's kind of interesting the way it played out. But the thing that's really interesting about it, in terms of third strike, is that you have to decide how much electricity you want to mash based on how much you respect your opponent and what you think they're going to be looking for and what you think they're going to be capable of, which you don't really see a lot in other fighting games. You see a lot of that with parrying in third strike. It's like, will he be able to parry this? And that determines whether or not it's a good idea for a lot of options, especially chip outs. That was cool. Very far anti-air low strong um, is safe even if it's parried. Necro is still in an advantageous situation, which gives Necro a decent anti-air option. That being said, there are normals that can stuff low strong from Necro, but and the spacing is kind of specific on it. But most people don't hit air normals that high up. Ah. I didn't know about that TC forever. Necro has a TC of back short into far strong, or zoom strong. You can cancel it to super, but it doesn't cancel it to special moves. Ah. Spinning Bird is one of the hardest moves in this game to use well. It actually has a really important function on Chun-Li's move pool. Oh, that normally combos. He was too far away. It confirms super as well. You can do low short into electricity, and the 2 hits give you enough time to react with a super. Ooh, very nice. Fuck you, Kikokens. That's the punish for, like, Chun-Li's always doing back fierce Kikoken as a super confirm. You block that back fierce, you red parry the Kikoken. It depends on which version of the Kikoken Chun-Li does. Because they don't always... Ooh! He was desperate. Wow. Very, very safe punish. He didn't want to lose. Almost everyone parries the last hit. But he was just like, I'm not gonna fuck up. You get free meter off of it. It's not a hard parry. It's a 10 frame parry. You got a whole 1/6 of a second to get it. Easy. Anyone can get a 1/6 of a second parries. Q is unique because he only has a 2-frame window to get it. Because it's a red parry for him. Necro is like a science experiment by the Illuminati. They're like trying to make a creature that can like heal its wounds by having an extremely malleable body. That science experiment ended up leading to the creation of 12, but Necro is like the prototype through which the 12 line is apparently based on. That's why Necro and 12 have like a little rivalry. 12 was dispatched to catch Necro. 12 were dispatched to catch Necro since there's a bunch of them. I like the lead up effects to all of Necro's moves. He's got some really nice lead in on his attacks. Like he has to reach back to swing his arm that far forward for his stand fierce. Like that. His animations look really good compared to like ST Sim, but you know, it's the development. It's the evolution of the animation. This game is really beautiful. Even compared to Alpha, which came out around the same time. Not really. The latest Alpha game came out around the Street Fighter 3 series, but the original Alpha games were like early 90s. You can't really see it in this outfit color, because it's white and his skin is also white. But Necro's got this weird metal thing around his neck. It's really obvious in his portrait. Like the one that happens after a match. Yeah, struggle that bitch. So after a neutral throw in the corner, or after a super in the corner, the opponent's in a free juggle state. So you get like 6 or 7 hits of JP1 attacks. Oh. Oh, that was it. He could have super canceled that. Like it was an empty cancel. Anti-air back forward is pretty cool. You're gonna get a cool parry like that and you're not even gonna do anything. Dash parry has a pretty alarming success rate, to be honest. A lot of risk, though. Necro has a pretty good time attacking without committing too much. Usually, even if you get parried, which is very unlikely with like a long-range poke like this, there's not too much danger that you're actually gonna like eat a full combo for it. They might just let the opponent approach more easily. Oh, oh my god! I would not have. That was brilliant from both players. SA3 does not juggle very well. Off of an anti-air back forward, even if he cancelled it, I'd be surprised if it juggled properly. Even into even one hit. But if it did get one hit, it'd probably only get one hit. Ooh, this should kill. Oh, far strong, why not? He got more meter out of it, it's fine. He went for down back fierce, but you might have to micro walk for that, or he might have just missed the timing. There are people who want Remy. You've got Necro and, Nesh and Guile. I've been thinking the same thing. I want Remy too, but you got both of them. They need to do something really crazy to Remy to make him worth bringing back. Which they could do. Ugh. I think Remy's got about the least chance of coming back of almost any character in this game. Probably bottom one. Because Guile is like a series mainstay. And as long as Guile exists, Remy's going to have a hard time getting in. See that? Ken actually got the parry. He could have done super immediately after parrying, but it was so scary. So Necro didn't even get punished for it. If you get a jump roundhouse like that, you can just land in super. Necro's attacks for the most part aren't too fast. Whoa. That hook was fucking nuts. There's that again. Nice whiff punish. Sam roundhouse is not very good as a poke. So he basically got opened up for that one. KF games do have excellent fight work. Where's Necro's teleport? It also has one. They don't like adding characters to teleports anymore. Minot kind of got one with her viewers. I can see the future. Ugh. Whoa, that was a reversal light uppercut, I think. That's airborne frame 1, so it kills the opponent's confirms while also being unthrowable. It's fully hittable, though. It has no hit invincibility at all. That's, oh, look at that. Cute. She's got fireball invincibility from the very beginning of that, I think. I forgot that combo. He probably just empty canceled it, hoping the low short would kill. Empty cancel's the wrong word. But he was like ready to do the whole combo, but he was hoping only the first hit was necessary. Buffered it. Ooh, cool. Neutral jump, he would have hit a combo there. But he didn't know he was only going to be getting one hit. This is a really good Buki. Oh, that's an easy parry. It's a mix-up, but like Ken actually has the advantage there, or like the grounded person. The super jump cancels following anti-airs, or the super jump cancels after TCs and stuff that keep you in with the opponent. They look really enticing because it's like, oh, I can get him to, I can make him block. Ooh, there's a kill. I can make him block something. You know, I can make him block a jump in for eating this combo. It's like pressure leads to pressure, but actually it just creates an anti-air situation. In other Street Fighter games, you would just be able to DP, and that would be that. So it would be horrible for Ibuki, but Ibuki has an air parry and the opponent has a ground parry, so it's actually just a very, you know, tricky situation. But technically speaking, the person on the ground has the advantage in a jump-in situation. It's just not a clear win. Ah! This is over. Ibuki's super's too dangerous. No matter what Dudley can get. No, he could get like 2 supers in a row, I guess. That's a start. Where's the other one? Ooh, it looked like she was blocking low, though. Oh my god! Oh, the red. The red, and it didn't even do anything because Dudley was ready with that short swing blow. Help. I like this Ibuki. I don't want to see her die. But this is like... Yeah, see that? That. Precisely. Low roundhouse, far roundhouse, super jump. Creates... It looks good for momentum, but it creates an anti-air scenario. And that time Dudley just pulled the trigger. He was like, no, I'm DPing. You're not parrying. Ibuki in this game? She's cool. The TC whiffed. Short swing blow is one of the cheapest attacks in this entire game. The success rate is low, but the risk is actually really low too. It's like not even the best part of Dudley. It's not even close to the best part of Dudley. And look at that. Stand roundhouse, anti-air parry into stand roundhouse. And then a little bit of insurance. He does light short swing blow in case they can recover and parry his stand roundhouse. Then they have to parry the light short swing blow too. And he whiffs it to build some meter if the opponent gets hit by the stand roundhouse. Granted, if he canceled the ducking instead of light short swing blow, he would be able to keep the momentum easier. So ducking might be better. Ooh, that was it. He had a super off of that. Oh, that's... Yes! Yeah! Yes! That was cool. Necro did reversal, half circle back punch. And that's airborne frame 1. So it fucked up Dudley's confirm, and thus gave Necro a punish. That's what Oro does with reversal stomp. That's what Ibuki does with, Ooh, look at that. Light uppercut. That's because it kills your... It fucks with your one-hit super confirms. Dudley's just looking for a hit. He doesn't care. But Necro's got a special move with frame 1 airborne. Ah. Frame 1 Airborne is a super cool idea. It's actually a basic system mechanic in King of Fighters. All backdashes are Frame 1 Airborne. They're like fully hittable, but you can just, if you get hit, you're midair. And also because they're Frame 1 Airborne, they're fully unthrowable. So that gives backdash and roll a like pretty solid little mix-up between them. Roll is beaten by either chasing it or throwing it, but it's invincible to all hits. Backdash is unthrowable, but is beaten by any meaty. And I guess you could chase down both with like a forward run or something like that, which is what you do actually see occasionally in King of Fighters. They change up all the characters every single new version of King of Fighters, and they change some of the system mechanics, but the core system mechanics of King of Fighters are so strong. I remember I talked about a backdash like that in my backdash, how to fix SF5 backdashes video. People seem to generally like that idea, although of course a lot of people have their own ideas for how things should be fixed. But the one complaint I got from everyone was backdashes shouldn't be this far. But there are a lot of backdashes, even in other Street Fighter games, that are that far. And a lot of the, ooh, got hit midair. A lot of the KOF backdashes are that far as well. A lot of people miss the idea I was going for, is that they throw you back further than you want to be thrown back, which makes them more committal and surrender more ground. Ooh, that was a really good confirm. I don't know about CVS3. He really just did towards Roundhouse. My man walked all the way in for that one. Dropped the heel on him. You went for the red parry there, did Dudley? I think so, because he only got hit once. That might not have been close enough for the second light uppercut. See, that's it. That's my exact idea. It's perfect. Because then you get the anti-air crush counters as your punish. And that gives you an entirely unique situation. I think it's a really solid idea. That was, what the fuck was the confirmed? Oh, and you know what? I think I understand how he confirmed that. This is actually smarter than it looks. So what he does here is he does a micro walk backwards, and then he does crouch fierce. And that crouch fierce is going to normally whiff on Dudley. And I guess Ken would technically be punishable, but crouch fierce is a heavy, and thus outprioritizes all of Dudley's normals that he could hit. Like, it can't trade with lights or mediums, and he times it so that it won't be counter hit. It won't be interrupted by lights or mediums. And if Dudley hits any normal, then Ken is buffering the super cancel if he gets the counter hit. But the super cancel won't come out if Ken just whiffs the crouch fierce if Dudley didn't hit anything. That's what just happened there. That was his confirm. He was whiffing like a big hitbox attack. That's cool. I've never seen Shoto crouch fierce used like that. There's really high level play in these a-cho. That's rarely a move that Dudley's do on purpose. That's like not a very good move in this game. Very nice punish. Vicky gets a super jump there, and she can follow you in with like a jump forward roundhouse or something like that. But max damage is fierce towards forward RTC. Ibuki has not one, not two, but 3 RTCs. They all technically have purposes. Fierce into towards forward does the most damage. Short into forward, towards forward, crosses up for both hits, and comes out the fastest. I think there's something else that's nice about it. Jab into towards fierce is the one you see the least, but it leaves a back turn state, which allows you to combo a Super 2. But there aren't that many Super 2 Ibukis. Yeah. Considering that's one of Super 2's only confirms, it's really not too bad to have. Then you would have Steve. That's what. Far strong poke. That's like a... Ooh. Ugh. Far strong cancels the super, but you don't see it very often. Chun-Li generally has better options. Chun-Li is like 4 really, really stupid broken things, and then a bunch of really, really niche garbage things. And you can spot the really, really good Chun-Lis because in addition to the 4 broken things that every Chun-Li uses, they're good at using the really niche things. Whoa, really, really, really good punish. Ibuki does have some landing frames for that. Double cross through, trying to be cute. It just takes too much time. Ew, that was a write-up, but it got thrown. Looking pretty good for Ibuki here. Still got... never mind. Trying to sneak out of the corner, but... See that forward jump? It can work or not, depending on the opponent. And also, I think the timing of the super jump. It didn't there. Also, whether the height at which the close roundhouse hits the opponent. Because it can hit high up or low. The cute thing about that little setup with the kunai is that when if the opponent parries that kunai, they're parrying the kunai and not Ibuki, so Ibuki never gets frozen. Which means that if the opponent's locked into parry stun, and Ibuki lands, so she can like throw you out of your parry. You don't get a punish on her just because you parried. That's true with all fireballs, but it's the most obvious there, because that fireball, Ibuki recovers as soon as she hits the ground. Ooh. Ibuki's air kunai is not too great in this game, but it does do some things like that that are kind of cool. It's generally pretty hard to land and has no combo ability. But it's good for scenarios like this. Hi, by the way. Ibuki's one of the most technical characters in this game. There isn't even a payoff. She's okay. The payoff is you get a very balanced character. All safe. Oh, he got hit by the last hit. Started his punish a little early. Still unsafe though. I guess the first hit's the one that probably launches. She could have come down with jump roundhouse, I think. Might have been too far away for a combo though. If memory serves, Ibuki has no far medium kick, so she could have just hit medium kick and then cancelled to EX Sumuji or something. If it hit. The kunai there, it was like a deliberate whiff, but it was half to be able to extend a super cancel window, and half to alter his falling arc. Nice. You stay mid-air a little bit longer when you throw the kunai, and that means you're not going to be landing into a Shoto crouch medium kick. It's very common for a Shoto to anti-air your jump over with like making you land on a low forward. And doing empty jump into low parry is pretty risky for other reasons because Ken could just as easily just like throw you or stay roundhouse or something like that. Or like do a delayed low forward. In general, it's pretty scary. Yes. I think even since Street Fighter 2, you could only have one fireball at a time. Optimal. Pretty optimal. There are certain scenarios where it's ignored, though. A lot of super fireballs allow other fireballs on the screen. Or other fireballs allow for supers on the screen. I actually don't know if Street Fighter 2 Ryu can throw a super when his fireball's on the screen. Remy in this game has 2 separate fireball rules. So he can't throw a high fireball if he's got a high fireball on the screen. And he can't throw a low fireball if he's got a low fireball on the screen. But he can have a high and a low fireball on the screen. Or as EX up fireball never had that programmed in for whatever reason. So if you throw an EX up fireball, you can have like 5 of those on the screen at once if you want to. Or you can throw like an EX up fireball and then immediately throw another fireball. That's something I'm gonna forget to mention when I ever get to the third strike aura video. Also, aura can have an infinite number of SA2s on the screen. Though, of course, functionally speaking, you can only have 3. Since I don't think you can possibly build a meter for a 4th one while the first one's still on the screen. I thought with Marvel versus Street Fighter, it was like an air fireball and a ground fireball on the screen, but not 2 air or 2 ground. But I don't actually know. Street Fighter has a few guest characters everywhere. They're just all from other Capcom games. I shouldn't say everywhere, but there's like a decent number of them. Final Fight's the most obvious one. Ooh. Air throw was really good there. That's it. It's the anti-air situation. Ken did anti-air parry. Buki got off clean. Oh, bad version. You do have 3 different versions of that super. Very nice. On some characters, the first hit hits everyone, but on certain crouching characters, the later hits will whiff. So Buki has to do the low hits on some characters, or is one of them. Look at this. This is crouching Ibuki taking a hit of jump roundhouse from Ken. Look at the health she loses. Look at all that. Jesus. Crouching Ibuki bleeds. Very nice. That sweep is pretty hard to punish at toe range. Certainly can punish it with supernaturally, I think. Medium kick probably would have crossed up there. Surprised he hit jump strong or whatever it was. It depends on which character you're fighting. You want to use the weakest, or you want to use the highest strength you can that only gets 1 hit. So for some characters like Dudley, the heavy one will get 1 hit. Or like Necro. It depends on the height you get the last stand strong. Whether it gets 1 hit or 2 on Necro, or 12. But medium will always get like 1 hit on, let's say, Necro or 12. So you can just use medium. Light is like the one you don't want to use. It works on everyone, but it uses a lot of screen position. So you don't want to use light if you can help it. You always want to use the highest strength that you're allowed to, because it requires the least screen position. The only characters you have to use light on are Makoto, because she wakes up so damn slow. Light is on the screen for the longest. And then Chun-Li and Urien only get 1 bounce from light, but they get 2 bounces from medium. I have like a near complete knowledge of Oro. I know like 10 things about Oro from every one thing I know about any other character. Ah. Oh, very nice. Oh, Ken shimmy right there. Walk in, walk out, low strong. Classic. Very good confirm. Yeah, that's precisely me. Reversal light Shippu trying to bait some kind of confirm. Or maybe just trying to confirm a super like that to make it safe. Did I say Shippu reversal light DP? Whoa, what the fuck? That worked? Neckbreaker's bad in this game. You can combo a Neckbreaker from Jab Strong Fierce. But if memory serves, that's literally her only combo into Neckbreaker. And it doesn't leave like a super great Oki situation or anything. It also doesn't even do her highest damage of all her specials. And in neutral, it's mostly just bad. Although there are little things it does that are okay. but it's very risky. If you're doing it in neutral, it's very unsafe, so if they block low, you could just die. Punish? Oh, that was it. That was a really nice red parry. That's the red parry that, like, fucks Yun up. A lot of Yuns will use either TC to confirm their super, or I shouldn't even say confirm because they'll do it on block to set up their super. And if you red parry the last hit of a TC, you can then get a punish on Yun, and that's a really big deal because it also wastes all of his super time. So you get, like, you know, a 30% combo on Yun, and you make his entire Genei meter go away. And that's an especially big deal because Yum, when he finishes a Genei combo, gets like 30% of his bar back with his ender. And if you know, ooh, nice punish. If you punish him like this, he has no meter back. So it takes him a little while to get that Genei again. I mean, emphasis on a little while. Yen builds meter pretty fast and has the second shortest super meter in the game. Very nice. Oh, was that the neck breaker? I missed it. I thought it was raw. Oh, dropped it. Oh, there was that. Cross-up neck breaker setup. I read that like there was that. Like we just saw it. Yan's there TC. Reminder that he has one. Yang does too. If memory serves, Yan has a couple more TCs than Yang. Yan has like low strong, low fierce, which is useless in this game and also useless in Street Fighter 4. Yeah, most people just throw. But, like, you know, if you can do, like, a button. Ken probably should have done stand strong, stand fair super. Yeah, if you can help it, you really don't want to do raw super as your punish. You want to do a button cancel to super. Because that'll give you the window to buffer. I love that little setup. The opponent is launched a little higher from an air-to-air TC than other air-to-air normals, which creates a little scenario where Yun can sneak under you and use that back hit of towards fierce. Oh. I don't know if Yun was plus there. It wasn't very meaty at all, but it did hit crouching. This could still easily be Yun's. Oh, now I think he can kill with this combo. Or not. I jinxed it, didn't I? Just have to be low risk. Yun's approaching is the hard part. That's what we just saw with that Genei. It looks pretty strange that he didn't just go in. But the thing is, Ken can just hit him coming in. Yun can't actually approach that safely in Genei. You can see he's really far away for this. After that. So he's trying to like do some normals just because he's trying to hit Ken, who's trying to counter hit him coming in. But Ken stays safe. Both players opted for the safe play because they were so low on HP. Yeah. That time to throw, probably anticipating Ken would be looking for a parry on the towards fierce. The ways players adapt. Crouching Ken, you get something cool here. That was it. He could have done a bunch of those if he wanted to. That little thing he did actually loops the dash punch. The dash punch hits really early and then really late on crouching opponents, giving you a series of like dash punch combos that travel across the screen. He only did one. I don't know how many is optimal, but you can do like two. Once you get the opponent in the corner, you just want to launch them and do some palms. And you only need two to get them to the corner fully. Ooh, I can catch you. I've eaten that overhead plenty of times. Oh, that looked like a towards fierce or maybe a shoulder. I don't know. It looked like a towards fierce, I guess. But he did it too late. Send strong towards fierce, towards medium kick, palm, towards medium kick, towards medium kick, palm. No, that was like a car palm or just a walk forward palm. Nice. His ender was kind of, it was like high damage but low meter build. Was that an intended error, TC? That was super jump. It's actually hard to tell with twins. Their super jump only barely goes higher. Their neutral super jump only barely goes higher than their regular neutral jump. But their neutral super jump has a little bit of back movement, you can see. So he like jumps backward here. You see that? You see how he scoots backward a little bit? Twins cover a lot more ground but don't go higher. They just travel faster left and right, which doesn't translate to a neutral jump. So they just made it so the twin neutral super jump just moves back a little bit. It does have a little bit more height. It depends on the characters, but generally the person who's higher up in an air-to-air situation is at a slight advantage. Because most air normals kind of go downwards. No combo here, I don't think. You can see he can't even really get in safely. Like he could, but it was just like Hugo could potentially get a button in. Most attacks Yan has in Gane kind of like don't advance him, but don't move back either. They kind of keep him in about similar position. See, that's like how he approaches safely, but you've got to be pretty close to even do that stuff. You get an up kick there. A really cool ender. It only gets one hit the up kick, I think. On some characters, not any, so most people don't even do that ender on those characters. Hugo did an early jump parry there, I think. Sorry, I can only go back in increments of 10 seconds. But this is early jump parry, but Yun attacks really late. People talk a lot about like parries as an option to like beat X or Y or whatever. Parries beat X or lose to Y. But also like X can still beat a parry just if it's slightly mistimed. The window of a parry is a big deal. It's easy to not really understand that if you don't like most people when they're new or bad or just like even mid-level, they treat parries as like a capability thing. But it's not a capability thing once you get to the high level. It's like a when. Parries are actually pretty easy. It's just you've got to take into consideration the various times that people can attack. I wonder if that would have killed if it hit. You don't see Yuns do EX up kick that much in combos. Ooh. He was probably just looking for the one forward press. If a parry fails, most people's instinct isn't to parry again. If it is, the people whose first instinct is to parry again often get lit up, would be more accurate. Oh, he had a combo there. I was crouching Hugo. It was a hard combo though. Ooh. He's trying to get 720'd. There we go. Oh, pick the right direction. Shoulder can't cross up in this game, I think. That's like something that only happens in Street Fighter 4. That's it'll confirm. I don't know the rules of close medium kick combos. I think you can do close medium kick shoulder dash punch. Ooh, nice red. In the corner. But I don't know if that doesn't work on some characters. You can do close medium kick into dash punch everywhere on everyone. But on some characters you can get like a shoulder or like a towards fierce, I think. I don't know. I'm not like an expert on Yun. I think there's more than just dash punch in the corner. But he got a close medium kick in the corner and just did dash punch, so whatever. The weird thing about dash punch is that it's actually airborne. Now if you're punishing it, if you like block it and you go for your punish, you'll hit Yun on the ground because it puts you in block stun for the entire duration that it's airborne. And it is unsafe. They're like, I don't even know if you can space them to be safe. Ooh, another red. But if you parry a dash punch and you hit a button as a reversal, you'll often hit Yun midair, which is super awkward. And what's really annoying is shoulder is also an advancing move that Yun has that you can parry, but that one you want to hit a button immediately. But dash punch you want to wait a little bit. Red parrying is also kind of a problem. The timing on red parrying a light shoulder is different from the timing of red parrying a dash punch. Not that most Yuns will go for like that kind of thing as a mix-up, since you can't do anything with dash punch to make it safe. But in a chip scenario, Yun can true block string into a light shoulder, and he can also true block string into a dash punch, and the window is just completely different, so it's a guess. Very interesting. Yen players typically don't even resort to chip outs, though. They don't really need to. Yen can just kind of, if he's got a life lead, if he's got you at chip health, he can usually just run away, get a Gane, and then approach with almost zero risk. Gane is awful when you're chipped out. Shoulders are 2 parries in Gane. Dash punches are 3. The dash punch might lose hits if he does it from really far away, so if it's a far away dash punch, you have to be ready to parry twice and then punish instead of 3 times. I know this because I've been in these scenarios. Having to parry Ganeji and Yun dash punches to not die. It's annoying. What the fuck kind of combo was that? He did Salmon House. That was cool. I wonder if it's optimal. Snare House is like what you see in Street Fighter 4 Gane combos. You never see that in this game. No unblockables with Gane. Yun has no shadow, so he has no way of hitting you on the back and front at the same time. And that's the only way to get an unblockable in this game. Yang has shadows with, say, Embu, and Yang can get unblockables. Yun just has fast recovery. He doesn't have any actual, like, his shadows don't do anything. They're just visual. Whoa, the walkthrough. Unfortunately, Necro was ready. I'll punish. That's one of Yun's only attacks that's actually unsafe in Gane. Block dash punch. They're easier to space in Gane too, that's the worst part. It's dizzy. Very nice. It's subtle, but that normal he whiffed right before doing the stun combo built him some meter. Whiffing normals builds meter in this game. That's a nice little touch though. I guess. I don't actually know what happens if you get hit by a low and an overhead at the same time, but that's Remy's probably the only character who can set that up. That being said, you basically need your opponent's cooperation. Like they need to you need to throw a slow light fireball and then dash after it, and the opponent needs to backdash to make more room so Remy has time to catch up. It's like not something that could happen. My god. After that dive kick, Yun was minus. But even if you're minus in this game, you can just parry and potentially steal back your turn. Necro probably should have resorted to a throw. It's much more obnoxious. It was a situation that was in Necro's favor, but it's not just like a... He didn't have a hard answer to it. Ouch. Throw was better anyway because it was faster. It might have actually been a punish, but back strong wasn't. That being said, I think Necro's back strong is pretty fast. Probably like 4 frames. While throw is like 3. So probably not a big deal. That was safe on parry, but Yun just wasn't blocking low. But he was like low enough to the ground that he couldn't get punished for that. If Yun did his air TC, it would have killed. Or even if he just did a dash punch, it would have killed. Instead, he super jump canceled and got jump hard kick. Probably thinking it would kill. He's still pretty good here, but Ken's getting meter. That's what's happening this round. That's why it's good for Ken that he didn't die immediately. He got a few attacks off. I wouldn't say Ken's a comeback character, but if he does get you in a wake-up situation, he can often get a super into another super if he's lucky on his wake-up mix-up. For the most part, Ken's got to earn his comebacks, unless he's got you cornered and knocked over. And then he's kind of got to earn his comebacks, but not really. It's not like Shupu's that strong. It's actually a fairly weak super. Even eating 3 Shipus, you won't die. He still has to be right quite a lot. He'll get more damage in the corner out of just double DP, I think. But unfortunately, most of his stuff doesn't lead to double DP. The overhead doesn't, unless it's meaty universal overhead. The low can, but only not with a confirm. A lot of Necros like Super 1 in this matchup for the anti-airing properties and just for the general usability of it. A lot easier to land. Ooh, that was nice. Whiff punished the dive kicks landing frames. They really don't have that many landing frames in Gane. It could have been that it didn't hit the landing frames. Yum was just greedy. Was hitting buttons as soon as he landed. There's no counter hit notification in this game, so we'll never know. Ooh. That fake dive kick is a bitch. That time Necro was actually more ready than Yum was. That was a pretty good reply. I don't think Yum could punish that at that range, so he wasted some time. Yun's overhead is safe in Gane, the towards medium kick, but it doesn't. Nice combo. It doesn't. It can't be cancelled to other attacks because it's airborne. So if you parry it, you can actually punish him. Generally speaking, anything you parry, you can then just Yun can just cancel into another move. So you need either a point blank parry into a throw, or which generally won't be easy to do, or you need to parry very specific things, which Yun won't always do. I think it's easier to fight the Yuns who do the towards medium kick, especially as me, an aura player, because when I see a towards medium kick, I can often just light uppercut it, and then that knocks Yun over and his entire Gane is gone. I hate the Yuns who don't do that. The worst Yuns are the ones who just walk forward and low light kick. That shit's a problem. Those are the scariest Yuns. Ooh, no confirms. I think he didn't finish that TC because he was afraid of Ken red parrying. You can see that. He like, this is the first 2 hits of the TC and then watches. I didn't know that. What the fuck? That's hilarious. I wonder if it's one of those situations that all of his moves were just fully independently coded in Gane versus outside Gane. Remember when they nerfed Yun's command grab range, but they forgot to nerf the Gane version of it? So he had like dramatically more. He had like double the command grab range in Street Fighter 4 if he was in Gane. That was in AE 2012. And then they fixed it in Ultra. God, the changes from AE Yun to AE 2012 Yun. He got hit with the nerf bat harder than almost any character in the entire lifespan of the game. Like, even Vanilla Sagat to Super Sagat wasn't as bad. Yum was still pretty strong at the end of it, which just goes to show how fucking stupid AE Yum was. I want to say that Yum was net buffed in Ultra, but I think they were pretty minor buffs. I think he got more range on EX command grab. He got like the +1 EX dash punch. I forget. It's been a long time. But I think he had buffs. He was in a pretty good place in Ultra. Cute! Cute red parry. He was like strong, but he wasn't like a huge problem. He was a huge problem for certain characters. So technically he had really bad balance in Ultra. It's like a lot of characters fought him 5-5 or 6-4, but then there was like, you know, Zangief, who I think was still a big problem for him, and Dalsim, who he beat for free. Stuff like that. I got another one. He's the test. Is your character weak to pressure? If so, I wouldn't say mauled. He's not that good. Like, he's one of the best characters in the game, but even like Elena and Evil Ryu aren't that level. Well, again, it depends on the matchup. Yun had, I wouldn't say he had like fair matchups, but I don't think they were super duper extreme. He was just generally a winning character. Less balanced than Evil Ryu, more balanced than Elena. In terms of like slanted matchups. Elena would either do okay or cream you. Evil Ryu would just do generally well. Yeah, almost somewhere between. Yes, I did see Evo Moment 37 Smash Edition. I thought it was cute. Nice ender. And then again, Kazunoko did win Capcom Cup. But he was the only one out there busting ass with Yun. He wasn't the only one. He was just the most notable one by a pretty big margin. It was World of Light in Smush. When you say loops. Whoa. That was not confirmed. He wanted 2 low leg kicks into that, but he fucked up his confirm. The biggest difference between Yin and Yang, I shouldn't say the biggest difference. Obviously, the biggest difference is all the supers. But one of the main differences in their normal sets is that Yin has completions from his light normals and Yang does not. Or I should say Yang does, but they cost meter, and they're all into EX fucking Rekka. That's one of the reasons EX Rekka is really important. Of course, the damage is good, and so is the stun. And Yang generally has nothing better to spend the meter on. But it's nice that Yun can complete his combos without having to use EX because it helps him hoard meter. Yeah, I beat the fuck out of World of Light. It is now completely beaten. That was meaty, which made it a little easier to pick up this follow-up combo. I think. Oh, those kinds of loops. I don't think so. The only characters I know that that works on is it works on Hugo. It works on Urian. I think it only works on really big characters, and I think it only works on a few. I think it only works on like 4 characters at all, or like 3. I feel kind of bad about World of Light. The base game is pretty like it was fun. It was Smash, I guess. It was kind of long. It was about 3 times as long as I thought it would be. I'm not gonna like spoil anything, but just to spoil the number of battles that are in the game, it's 615. That's 615 spirits to beat up. That's a lot. I put 51 hours into 100%ing that shit. You don't have to beat all of them, but, you know, I did. And then after that, you get a fucking New Game Plus. It's like, fuck, I don't want to do all that again. Well, maybe I will in a few years. But it's really repetitive gameplay. And the world, they do fun things with the world map, so it's still really good. but like it's hard to your time in the world map is constantly being interrupted by these battles. And the last boss fight, I'm not gonna spoil it, but the last boss fight was really fucking incredible. And it's kind of a shame that like you only get that after all that fucking play of the World of Light. Like you gotta go all the way through it. And the last boss fight was like a breath of fresh air because it broke the mold a little bit on what you were like doing. All the time I wasn't at work for like 3 days, all the time I wasn't at work or sleeping, I was playing Smash. Which is how I managed to rack up 51 hours of gameplay in like 3 days. I unlocked like one character in Smash mode, then I unlocked all the rest in World of Light. Unlocking characters in Smash mode doesn't shorten World of Light at all though. Ooh. World of Light always has ever unlocked. I played Kirby for like, I forget, like less than, it was like 10 battles. And then I unlocked DK and I'm like, It was more than 10, I think. I played Kirby for a little while and then switched to Marth for a little while, who was the first one I unlocked. You get to choose. I appreciate that. You get to choose which character you unlock. You get 3 characters right off the bat, and it's like, which one of these do I unlock? I don't think it's randomized. And that's kind of weird because the 3 characters they picked were really unusual. It was like Villager, Sheik, and Marth. So you get to play as Villager, Sheik, Marth, or Kirby for the beginning. You get the characters pretty slowly, too. Nice car throw. Very good confirm. I appreciate that he used far fierce instead of back fierce to kill. Super can punish. Oh, he didn't have it. Suddenly had a hard time punishing that without super. I think she needed to red parry the last hit and then dash in or something. I don't even know if it was possible. Ooh, that was really, really, really fast. I feel like he didn't confirm that second one. Was he relying on it being an empty cancel from being far away? Because he was pretty close, too. That was just, like, instant. I feel like that was unconfirmed. I don't know how easy Villager is, because to be honest, I don't know if I've even played Villager. But Marth and Sheik are... I wouldn't call them easy, but, like, they're fundamental. So I can see why they were pretty early. You can no longer transform in Smash 4, and same with Ultimate. They're 2 completely different characters. Same with Zero Suit Samus. It's weird because Pokemon Trainer can still transform, but whatever. Jump back fierce. Oh, Pokemon Trainer wasn't in Smash 4, was he? Or was he? I want to say Smash 4 removed all transforming characters and then they put some back in. Wow, that was a Dash Demon! And it just fucking, it didn't work. That's the danger of Dash Demon, dude. It's still, at the end of the day, it's still just a 720. They can jump. Rare footage of fucking EX's Onshu being the right play. Oh, it was only Charizard? Is that what they did? They just killed Squirtle and Ivysaur? Yo, Charizard is a pretty great Pokemon design, and so is Mewtwo. But the fact that both, like, Charizard and Mewtwo are in fucking Smash. And also the fact that they're the only two Pokemon with two Mega Evolutions. It's a little grody. I know they're the two most popular Pokemon, but it's still... Like, not even Pikachu gets that much favoritism. You can see that Chun-Li did parry into punish. Parry into back fierce or something. Which normally works, but Ken can cancel his recovery early by canceling a special. Oh, universal overhead. The amount of time you have to punish it is based on how far away how far along the animation is played out. Because it's one of those moves. It's like a spiral arrow from Kami. It's like the farther Chun-Li falls, or the farther anyone falls. So that one, Chun-Li recovers like almost instantly. You can see 1, 2, yeah, 2 frames. That was the second last frame of her universal overhead. I don't know if it was exactly 2 because I don't know how many steps were moving when I hit period on the YouTube video. It could have been 4. I know the FPS of fucking period. I already know we're only watching this video in 30 FPS anyway. Ew. Nice punish. That's not a combo, so it's a blue parry. Naturally, anything that's not a combo definitely won't be a block string. You missed Brawl? Brawl's the worst Smash. Sadly, I probably logged more hours into Brawl than any other Smash game. Just because it's the one that, like, was on the Wii. It was the most relevant one for me growing up. I guess I probably played Melee more. There are certain characters where I've never really interacted with them except for, like, versus comms and whatnot that are just fucking annoying in Smash. In teams. Anytime I was facing more than one villager and they were all putting that fucking gyroid on the screen. That shit was really hard. I know you're always at a big disadvantage fighting 2v1 in any fucking anything. Like, bigger than just the 2v1 because, you know, they can string combos together, they can protect each other. It's a bigger advantage even than it sounds. But, when there's just a wall, the fucking gyroid's approaching you. Snakes were like that too. Putting like a billion grenades up. Laying traps that I couldn't fucking see. Isabel has that trap too. He confirmed but no cancel. Brawl had Emissary, but like when I was playing Melee, I think like in my childhood, I think I actually did like Classic, Adventure, and All-Star with every character, trying to unlock all the trophies. We actually got them all except the ones you had. I missed the only trophies I didn't get. Me and my brother working on it were the ones where you needed certain memory card files. And I got most of those. I just didn't get some of them. I think one was a Japan-only game, but I don't remember. I remember that. I remember that line. Codec calls were pretty cool. Remember the Easter egg in Corneria and Venom with the space animals in Melee? Remember the black hole bug? Oh, he missed. That would have been a hard parry. Ken could die now. Most people probably wouldn't parry 3 times there. That was a pretty good time to sneak it in. Remember ice climbers desyncing and locking you in place forever? Fuck tripping! I think there's another thing in addition to the codec calls. I think Pit can like talk to Palutena or something like that. There's like a Kid Icarus version. That aggressive approach, you can see it. Chun-Li standing inside range of Ken's pokes. And then she starts tapping some parries. This is like very aggressive to stand this close and not be blocking. You can see the low parry there. I can look at a YSB vid, but this video's got like 15 more minutes, or 15 out of 52 minutes in it. Yeah. Generally speaking, an anti-air parry will either lead to an anti-air punish or like no punish. Getting those landing frames can be really hard. Depends on a lot of things, like when the opponent attacks midair. I like these characters a lot. Like, I understand maybe, you know, oh, he had super to kill! He had super to kill! He chose not to use it. That's okay. It's only first round, you don't gotta do stuff like that. I think even Ken and Yan are still very interesting characters. Ultimate felt a little bit more combo-y to me. I was mostly playing DK, who's probably not a super combo-y character. That whiff punish. But I could feel up tilt. I could feel low percentage down throw into low tilt, down tilt, like working every time. And like sometimes a couple up tilts in a row, the opponent would never get out of the way, and it's just like, is this a combo? Probably. Unfortunately, it looks like a lot of your combos are tied to tilts and throws, or like low connect air attacks. So the combo system is still. I mean, I shouldn't say unfortunately. That's just how it is. It's not really a good thing or a bad thing. But only very specific attacks usually have like real combo ability. Let me open this link before I forget to. It's an hour, 17 minutes. Good lord. You want to just keep me here all night? It's fucking 2 a.m. Combos and Smash Ultimate are actually one of the most interesting parts of the game because it's probably the third most combo-friendly Smash game. But the combos are more deliberate. In Smash 64, every character had really retarded combos. A lot of characters could 0 to death. In Smash Melee, certain characters could 0 to death, and certain characters had almost no combo ability at all. So it was really cool if you were a Sheik player, a Captain Falcon player, a Marth player, something like that. But if you were playing fucking, I don't know, Kirby, if you were playing certain characters, you just couldn't really get stuff. So the combo ability was interesting, but it wasn't really balanced. But this time it looks like they've really tried to have certain attacks lead to combos and certain attacks not lead to combos. They did that with Smash 4 as well. Both those games are like that. Ooh, could I canceled that? Yeah, it's invincible. Very nice parry, very nice punish. Oh my god. That was supposed to be low parry into that. But it just worked. Yang didn't do anything. Low short, low forward is a really obnoxious sequence from Ken. You probably don't want to go for that low parry. Blocking a low hit and then immediately shifting to low parry is pretty awkward. Especially when it could be two low shorts. You got shades of air combos too. At low percentages, a lot of characters can do like a up air, or something like that. I don't know. It depends on the character. Or maybe a neutral air or something. It looks fun. It's fierce. If you're talking about that, it's hard punch. Hard kick is the one where he like does the full screen scythe. Fierce is the one where he swings the axe above his head. All the webums people are posting the gifs on Twitter of like the combos they found in Smash. I can't wait for people to be pulling that shit out in tournament. I watched the Smash tournament yesterday and it was okay. I know the game's still new. It's obviously going to take a little while for people to get acclimated. I was watching doubles and there was that one match where there were four Fire Emblem characters on the screen. And it wasn't even like fucking Corrin or Robin. It wasn't even one of the more unique ones. It was like Chrom, Roy, Marth, and I think another Marth. It was something like that. Lucina. Okay, hard kick. What about hard kick? Neat. It can start to look like melee. I mean, I don't know if the movement will ever look like melee. Oh, he didn't. That was very optimistic. I think Shotos can just parry the last hit and still get a jump in punish. Ryu can. I don't know about Ken. They actually do have subtly different frame data on their normals here and there. Ken's jump run us might be slower. I thought of it. If it stopped saying combo, that meant, or if it kept saying combo, you couldn't air dodge. I think the Fire Emblem characters are just who people know how to play. He went for it after only the last hit. It's probably easier if you read parry. Oh, where can they go for like a sequel? Yeah, DI is the big escape. More so than air dodging, I think. But even then, like a lot of the combos can be modified a little bit if you're expecting the DI, so it just becomes like a semi-combo, semi-mix-up. Like certain parts of the combo are always going to work, but other parts, if you DI the right way, you can always escape. Or maybe if you DI the right way, then that person comboing you has to predict that. I don't really feel strongly about that. That's okay, I guess. I don't really like the idea of combos being escapable, but for Smash's engine, it's probably better that way than the alternative, which is just combos always working. And just leading to like huge damage off of whatever. Yeah, maybe you're smashed out now, but what about Smash? How will you feel about Smash in fucking 7 years' time? Ultimate literally means last. What was up with Digimon? Rookie Champion Ultimate Mega. I guess it was just a bunch of Japanese people fucking using words they sounded cool to them. Smash really struck gold. It's so intuitive. They can't really change a lot of the fundamental system directions without ruining what they've got. Most of the mechanics work really well together. And they're so simple. You could just tell immediately. If you look at like the shield, everything about the shield just makes sense the very first time you see it. You don't need a fucking thing explained to you. It's like you hit the button, here's the shield. Fucking if you hold the shield, it gets smaller. If you get hit during the exposed parts of your body while shielding, they can get hit, so it's bad if it gets smaller, but the smallness also lets you keep track of how much shield you have left. And then if your shield gets broken, you eat a full combo. And there's just one button, it's your defense button. It's like, okay, this is the button I want to hit when I want to apply my defense. It's all very, very simple. Of course, there's a little bit more to it. There's the fact that you can move the shield around inside your body. There's the fact that you can perfect shield to parry attacks or reflect projectiles. There's the fact that you can hold the shield hard or soft. I don't know if you can still do that in this game. But in Melee you could. The shield would be bigger if you were soft. If you're holding it soft, but it would, I think, drain faster. But if you held it hard, it would be smaller. It would be smaller and it would drain faster from holding it, but it would lose less if you got hit. Or something like that, I don't remember. That's not all there. That's not all explained. But it's still pretty simple and pretty intuitive. And the directional attacking works like that too. Oh, you got hit. It doesn't punish because you hit jump around us midair. Even if you recover from your air normal, you don't regain the ability to parry. The only thing that happens if you recover from your air normal is you go back to 2-frame landing instead of 4. Or I can't like whiff a jump hard kick and then double jump or anything like that. Very nice. Oh, it killed. Jesus. Yang health. Height. Mwah. Not a combo. Just worked. Next EX Rekka is going to be near stun. Oh, there it is. Throw was going to dizzy there. A button was going to dizzy there. It was tricky. Very nice walk under. Dudley has no cross up. I like how Balrog doesn't have a cross up for legacy reasons in Street Fighter 5, and he's like the only fucking one. Right? Is there anyone else who doesn't have a cross up? It's just standard fare. It's just a feature. The question isn't, do you have a cross up anymore? It's now, where is your cross up? I feel like about half the characters in this game don't have good cross ups. Maybe more. Dudley went for the red parry on the last Rekka, but Yang didn't do it. He like had to parry there. It was just desperate. Yang had a lot of control over the situation. He might have one, I don't know. Yeah, Urian's is there. Giles is there. It's light kick for both of them. It's light kick for Cammy. Any character they don't want to have a cross up, they just give them a light kick cross up now. The cat. 3 wins. 3 wins and beyond, Yang gets a cat. It's hard to make a punch normal that does a cross up anyway. You see those occasionally in KOF, but very rarely in Street Fighter. The only one I can think of off the top of my head is Xiaoyu and Cross Tekken, who has like a good punch cross up. But usually the only punch cross ups there are those kind of punches that kind of hit down the entire body, you know what I mean? And they're usually really tiny. They're all on light punch. Xiaoyu had like a cross up hard punch, I think. Pretty weird normal. I like looked extensively for Fong cross-ups. I think it's just roundhouse. His Fierce looks like it hits on both sides, but I don't think it does. But jump roundhouse is pretty much the best cross-up you could ask for, to be honest. Confirmed super easily for being 2 hits. He's got giant range, and he's got good ability to combo out of it. Damage isn't super high. I think it's 80, which is fine. Only barely lower than a normal jump in. Abigail has cross-up medium kick. He's got a really tiny jump, so even though his cross-up isn't huge, you can still be right next to the opponent and hit jump medium kick and still cross them up, just because his jump is so short. Valiant effort. Abigail's jump medium kick is functionally huge because of his teeny tiny jump. Yeah, Birdie's always had cross-up medium punch. I forgot about him. He had that in Alpha as well. It might have been that medium punch in that game. And there's all the body splashes, I guess. There's down hard punch from every grappler, although those usually aren't punches per se, they're on punch normals. I guess Birdie's isn't a punch either. The animation radically changed. I'm really surprised too, because if you look at an Alpha, it looks much more like an attack. It looks so stupid in Street Fighter V. It's one of the stupidest looking normals. Although I don't really think it looks inappropriate to Birdie's character. All the Shotos have cross-ups with medium kick. Chun-Li might have one somewhere. She's definitely got the down towards right now, so you can call that a cross-up. Ibuki has one with medium kick. Makoto has one with medium kick. I think Remy has one somewhere, but I can't think of it. Might be light kick. Oro's got one on medium kick. Elena has one on medium kick. There's probably some more. Hugo's got the splat. Oof. You really throw them, you don't wake up. So if you throw the opponent as they're waking up and they throw you, either the throw will break or their throw will win, depending on the timing of the 2 throws. Which means, from a throw standpoint, the opponent has a little bit of advantage. I wouldn't call it basically everyone, but it's a pretty big list. Alex technically has a cross-up off of light kick, but it's ridiculously impractical. It's very small. Key doesn't have one. Twins both have really awkward, bad cross-ups. I think one of them can cross up with dive kicks and the other one can't. I don't remember how that works. That might be Street Fighter 4 I'm thinking of. I think Yun can cross up with hard kick, but it's really awkward. Urien cannot cross up, and it would be a huge buff if he could. It's an unblockable. If you parry the first hit, you can block your way to safety. Honestly, it's hard to even make knee drop cross up, but fortunately, there are a lot of setups for it to guarantee it. Like that way, they bounce people off the mirror in the corner, and then forward dash right before they hit the ground, so they don't get pushed all the way into the corner. Shit like that. Dudley not having a cross up is one of the reasons I was even thinking about that. Dudley couldn't cross up, and then I was like, Balrog can't cross up for legacy reasons. The reason Dudley doesn't have a cross up is almost certainly because Balrog doesn't. But then again, Balrog not having a cross up would be a good reason for Dudley to have one. I feel like they were very definitely designed with each other in mind. Or rather, you know, Dudley was designed with Balrog in mind since Dudley didn't used to exist. But there were some things that are deliberately the same and some things that deliberately contrast. And then some things that are just unrelated. I think Dudley is designed to not be Balrog. I think that's the idea. Gives you an idea of the Balrog function and then turns it on its head. Makoto is that. Makoto is designed to not be a Shoto. They've said that one in interviews. Makoto is designed to like give you the impression that she plays like the Shotos, and then when you actually play her, it's like, no, not at all. Not even a little bit. Oh. That like lost a hit. That's probably why Ibuki mistimed the last one. And only got 4. Where'd the other hit go? Punishing EX Rekka's mid-hits is so awkward. I don't know where the fuck he's minus. Punishing Rekka in general is so awkward. Without a parry, like getting a punish is actually really precise and specific. Like you need to know what version of the special of the slash he did, and like whether it was first, second, third, fourth, fifth slash, like all this stuff. Very hard to not die there. Just Sermonos was really nice. Created a really awkward situation for Buki without being too risky. Is that a punish? I imagine so. Buki's cluster on house is unsafe, I think. That's probably something, but I don't know what it actually is. Curious play. He avoided landing into the kunai. Oh, the cat? I don't know if it's something like that. I think it's just like showing off a streak. It's just a little Easter egg. I'm a badass, here's my cat. Yeah. You can juggle DP there, or even a light Tatsu into more stuff. But Stand Fierce is nice and reliable, comes out really fast. That was a car throw. Nice punish. Also nice punish. He had Yakimuchi. In this game, Yakimuchi unfortunately does not lead to a combo. Even if done on a cornered opponent. That would have been a punish if he did it sooner. That was really hard to time though. Unfortunately, Akuma's Tatsu back hits do have hitboxes. So it's really awkward to like punish it, because you can stand into the back hits. It's funny because in Alpha, the back hits of Tatsus do not have hitboxes. Or at least, I know that's true in Alpha 3, I don't know about Alpha 2 and Alpha 1. But like Guy's Tatsu and Shoto Tatsus, the back hits are just dummy hits. I mean, it makes sense that they would have hitboxes. But gameplay-wise, it's kind of awful. Tatsus are kind of badly designed in this game. Custom intro. There have actually been a lot of custom intros. I mean, fucking, we saw Dudley and Yang not so long ago, and they have a custom intro. It's a match before the cat. Is it just repeated, like, walking close hard kick? Or something like that? Yeah, Boogie's got an infinite in third strike, but it only works on Gil after you kill him. It might be the only infinite in the game, though. But the Gil between KO and Resurrection, Ibuki has an infinite on that Gil. New Generation is a mess. Second Impact is less of a mess. Aura has a repeatable unblockable loop, I'll have you know. That people just call it infinite because it sounds nicer. Ooh, walk forward jab. Cross tech and Sakura up in this bitch. Cross tech and Raven. Woo. You could build meter using them. I don't know how necessary it is. It's not like anyone can play as Gil, so it doesn't really matter about being optimal against him. There might be a few infinites against dying Gil. There's a bug in second impact that if you hit the opponent right before they land, there's a new generation as well, I think, then they'll actually restand. And they patched it from everyone in third strike except Gil. I guess they thought it didn't really matter to patch it against Gil. So you can restand Gil if you hit him low enough during a juggle. And restand to allow for infinites here and there. Gil's the source of a lot of wonkiness. That might be true. Ooh. That's that. I talked about that in the Parry's video. This exact thing. There's an escape for this. All Akuma has to do here is just tap either direction and then throw. And if he taps one direction, and tap a direction and hold it and throw. If he taps one direction, he'll get a parry and throw, which will interrupt the second hit of the close hard kick. If he hits the other direction and holds it, the throw will never come out and he'll be holding the direction, so he'll just block with hits. The problem is that Ibuki can go low, and that won't protect you against the low hits. And picking if it's low, then you have to do like down left or down right. You know, you have to pick a down back direction, and that won't give you a parry. You can do a low parry to deal with either low hit though. If she crosses up or not, it's still the same tap straight down. But of course, most Ibukis won't go low because it doesn't give her the 50-50 that left and right gives her. But technically speaking, there's a hard counter to that forces Ibuki to mix in lows. Akuma didn't do it. It can be pretty tricky in the moment. Oh, he missed it. So after DP into super on cornered opponents, Akuma actually gets a free juggle state and can pick up another super. He got a kind of low DP, and so this super doesn't leave the opponent super high. But he theoretically could have gotten like a hard Tatsu here, or like another DP. He's missed it. Fortunately, Ibuki cannot quick stand if he drops the combo, because the super was the thing that knocked her down. So it was safe. Akuma can do another super there if he wants. If it hits a grounded opponent, I don't know if he gets a juggle. But definitely on a mid-air opponent, like after a DP, you get 2 supers if you want. Ryu can do the same thing with his super. Akuma super and Ryu super 1 are pretty similar. Akuma starts a little faster and it's harder to interrupt. Like if you hit Ryu out of his super, the super will never come out, but Akuma's will often still come out. Ooh, the EX neckbreaker. Ah, the overhead. That was really good to go for those parries. But there was still the overhead low mix up. And then also the threat of a throw. It was just really awkward all around. Red parrying was better than just parrying the whole thing. Because the fewer parries he did, the sooner he'd be out of the mix up. And he had a little bit of health to gamble with. So he could block a few hits. He did it pretty much the perfect play. He just got the block wrong. But it was really smart anyway. That's how it goes sometimes. That's life. Sometimes you do something really smart, but it doesn't work. You don't actually see that combo that much in this game. It's hard to confirm like Tatsu. So you mostly see it in punishes. For being like the core combo of this character and the entire basis of his fucking combo routes. Ooh. It's close fierce for consistency. Very nice 2-hit confirm. There's a low parry, I guess. Hit Akuma crouching anyway. See that? That was the same setup as the Ibuki Kunai we saw earlier. There's the fireball delayed, and the opponent, when they parry, they're parrying the fireball so Akuma doesn't get frozen. But they do. And a parry stun is like 17 frames or something like that. It's like long enough that Akuma can land and not mix you up, but like use it frame advantage. That was probably supposed to be a fireball or something, I don't know. Or maybe it was just supposed to combo. Yeah, look at that. He saw it. Medium Tatsu DP. That's hard to do. That has different timings on different characters. On some characters it's not too bad, on some characters it's 1 frame. I think it works on everyone. To do medium Tatsu into medium DP. On some characters you can do heavy DP for more damage. That's like a cute little sign of character mastery though. Even if Chun-Li parried there, Akuma was queuing up a hard Tatsu or something like that to just make it that much worse for her. Parrying out of Akuma setups are probably the hardest of any character. His Super 1 is super good for chip kills. The fact that you can do it midair or on the ground. The fact that he can mix you up after you start parrying it. Right now, I'm about to go to bed. I'm probably not even going to make it through this video. No, I will. It's 2:23 a.m. and I'm working day shifts again. Ask me tomorrow. That combo? How many hits is that normally? I don't remember. I want to say 6, so I think it did combo. I think it's 1 more than Ryu's Super 1, which is definitely 5. Like, Tatsu whiffs uncomfortably fast. Tatsus in general have too little recovery in this game. And in general, there aren't enough, like, force stand attacks, i.e. any. It's like 1 that I'm aware of, and probably a few more that I'm not aware of. A lot of supers force stand. Not that that really matters. Oh, I feel like it's worth mentioning that Akuma's hard DP into Super 1 is really good for chipping out. And I also feel like it's worth mentioning that Akuma's KKZ cannot be parried for its first hit. Which means not only is it a guaranteed kill if you're forced to block the first hit and you're at chip health, but if you're not, if you're at chip health for the rest of the super, which it does quite a lot of chip, that means you've got to block the first hit in red parry. You can't just blue parry the whole thing, which makes it that much more obnoxious. Akuma's KKZ is the only attack in the game. Teleport into the corner. Akuma's KKZ is the only move in the game that does chip damage and is also unparryable. The balancing factor is that it's almost impossible to combo into, and it's also not very fast, so you can get out of the way. But if you're cornered and you can't back up, then often you can't get out of the way. And it's invincible for days, so you can't beat it with anything. There's like non-invincible attack in the game that'll interrupt KKZ, I don't think. Most invincibility in Third Strike is only a few frames anyway, like 2 or 3. Damn. Oh, I have no idea whether Seraphic Wing is unparryable. Is it just the first hit that's unparryable, or is it the whole thing, or what? Like the DP hits and then the super whiffs? I get what they were going for Akuma. They really don't want him to be unsafe, given that he literally dies if you punish him once. Like, I have touch of deaths on Akuma that aren't even impractical. Hugo can, like, easily kill Akuma off of a block TP. I've never, ever, ever had Gil Seraphic Wing me. Super Jump Tatsu for what? For KKZ? For Seraphic Wing? KKZ, the first hit goes pretty alarmingly high upward. And generally speaking, Super Jump takes a long time to leave the ground. Much longer than a regular jump. It's got like twice the pre-jump frames. Oh, the DP Super, like, I get it. Like Super 2. Generally speaking, if you hold up after Akuma does KKZ, you won't even, like, I'm not even sure you'll get off the ground. I think you will. But, like, you'll just immediately get hit by the KKZ's hit. You jump away from him if you can, and you hope that the first hit whiffs and you parry the rest of it. Or if you have a backdash that can get out of the way, then you do that. Thankfully, KKZ gets wider as it goes, so the further away you can get from it, the more time you have to get away more. So most backdashes will get out of the way, but if you're cornered, you can't do that. Also, not all backdashes are created equal. I play Oro and his backdash is the god backdash. But if you're a twin, that shit takes a while. Yeah, KKZ takes 15 frames, and if your super jump fucking startup is like 10. You'd rather just leave the ground with a regular jump. Ooh. Lost a hit. The motion for that ducking super to go under a jump is actually kind of cool because it option selects. It's half circle forward, then quarter circle back. Or, like, I guess half circle forward, then half circle back if you like. And if they don't cross you up, then you won't get a super out of that motion. So it's really easy to buffer. And it's also safer than it looks. No, it's not. It's not what you're expecting. It does change your momentum, but not in a very extreme way. It changes the angle that you fully go, but it doesn't really change your air duration much. Which means it won't really get you out of the way in a meaningful way. That was before Chun-Li could have done something after the parry. She could have still teched the throw, because the moment she gets thrown, the game is still reading inputs to check whether she's teching. So it was a techable throw. But Chun-Li could not have possibly interrupted that throw anyway. Even though she just got a parry. Normally a parry is like, okay, it's my turn. But not after that kind of setup. Because she was parrying an object rather than Dudley. Dudley was not frozen. She was parrying the rose. Damn, no confirms here. A lot of people treat a parry like a confirm. It's like, okay, I'm gonna, on block I'm not gonna do anything, and on hit I'm gonna super. And then they see the parry and it's like, oh, good enough. That can be good or bad. Alright, let's take a little look at this YSP thing, and then we'll determine whether we want to watch all of it. Tokura no YSB. Is this just like a YSB player match? Is this just YSB versus everyone? Oh, it's clips. That was a nice block. That was a nice confirm. Oh. Is this really a fucking Oh, juggle here. This is free juggle state. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, cute. Neutral throw leaves free juggle state for Hugo as well as Necro. It's not a. It's a ranking battle. So what happens is every time you get a win, you get a +1, and every time you get a lose, you get a -1. And if you go up to like +3 or -3, you rank up or rank down. It's a really cool tournament format. It works really well with a small number of people. That's what's really great about it. You can have a ranking battle where there's only like 4 players and it's still really clean. And you can have those ranks, like, you can start as a new player, like fucking ninth Q or whatever, and you can be all fucking bad rank and whatnot. And you can slowly work your way up. Yeah. Wow, that delay. There's a block timing into punish timing you can always do. That'll make it so you get that. But I'm always scared of the Hugo players who can fake it for a super long time and then still... Because he has invincibility the moment he releases the button. But as long as he's holding the button, he has no invincibility. So Ryu could have just hit something for all of that. But Ryu was afraid that the moment he released the button was also the moment that Hugo would release the super. Yeah, the moment Ryu hit the button, Hugo would release the super. I'm actually not sure it has any invincibility if you hold the button at all. I think it doesn't. I think it's just like, I don't want to get counter hit kind of idea. But again, he can only hold it so long, and then it's got a recovery. If you wait too long, the recovery's not so long, but it's like long enough that you could occasionally fuck it up. You actually have to do a delayed Super 3 in some combos. Like if you do 3 claps into SA3, it won't combo. You got to do a delayed SA3. You got to do light clap into like a little bit of running into release. If you want another little quirk about SA3, it's the third hit's an overhead, which will light you up if you block it low. There's no low hits in anywhere. It's just like a beginner's trap. Same as Q, SA1, with the 4th hit being low. I like stuff like that in fighting games. Once you've seen it one time, you can just, you're fine against it forever. It gives you a good little sense of progress. It's like, okay, yeah, this hit me once, but now it'll never hit me again. I probably wouldn't like it if this game had ranked matches, but it doesn't. It doesn't actually matter if you lose in this game. There's no tournaments for it anymore. Except that one coming up in a month's time. You improving is the entire, motivation. Blanca Super, you mean his Ultra? How mad are you about it if you don't remember which one it is? Or are you actually talking about his Super? I don't remember his Super really being a problem. I remember his Ultra being a problem. Low overhead low. And the punish is weird too. That's like 100% beginner's trap, the Ultra. The fact that it's a 4-frame Ultra is pretty gross as well. I wouldn't even really call it a strong Ultra, but it sure is obnoxious. Yeah. I think Hugo's stand jab doesn't cancel, but his low jab does. I didn't know that until recently. It's kind of obnoxious. Because it's easy when buffering low jab super to accidentally get a stand jab and then have it not be able to cancel. Be nice if I didn't have to worry about that, thanks. It's kind of annoying that low jab only barely gives, like the super has to not travel at all in order to be able to combo. You only barely have enough hits done on the crouch jab to combo super 3, which means if you have to run it all, it won't work anymore. Which means a tippy tip crouch jab won't combo to super. It doesn't even have to be tippy tip. If you do 3 crouch jabs, it won't combo to super, I think. It has to be 2 or less. See, he has to delay that. That's not free. It's actually kind of precise. I'm disgusted that he wouldn't kill with the X clap shoot down backbreaker there. I think he can do EX clap into towards Fierce as well, which is a pretty swaggy looking combo. Oh, I'm ready for a big parry. Here we go. It's coming. Oh, that was it. Where's the super? Oh, it wasn't there either. It's so hard as Hugo not eating that super. It's better to just make him use the super and take the damage that the super does, and then just play for the win when he doesn't have the super. It sounds so stupid to say that, but if you're trying not to jump and trying not to get supered, you just don't have anything. He'll just win. So it's literally better to just like do your best to parry the super, and even if you don't, like, you know, at least he doesn't have the super for a while. But it starts to be a really big problem once he's got the super charged and you're dead to it. Oh. Nice. That's not an easy parry. Dot, 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 dot. It's like that. The timing is a bit unusual. The fourth hit is very close to the third hit. Necro did that like he'd done it before, like he'd labbed it in training mode. It was perfect. The timing was very obvious. Yes, we saw that a bunch early on in this, in 2 videos ago, in this broadcast. Oh, we didn't see it with a trade though. Electricity doesn't tend to trade. It can. I think he gets like a strong or something, I don't remember. Pretty sure he gets a juggle. Splash doesn't tend to trade either, so there you go. Empty jump low parry, but it parried a fucking down back fierce. I guess down back fierce technically counts as a crouching punch. And crouching punches can all be parried low. If you want to. They can also be parried high if you want to. Oh, it looked like he already did a body press. Effie's so cute. When's playable Effie? I'm tired as fuck. I should go soon. I like should be asleep. It's probably not a glitch. It's true for staying short as well. It's probably just they want line normals. Line normals have like kind of confirmation dominance, I guess. I don't know. I like kind of understand it. It's the fact that they're different to punish when parried. They don't have a whole lot of startup, you know. You can't really parry them on reaction, and they can chain, and you have to do your punish really quick. I can like kind of understand why they made it like that. It's just the ease prediction. It's the same reason the crouching punch is. It's so characters only have a few high only parries and only a few low only parries. Which means they have very limited options when it's time to mix one up. It makes it easier for players to make reads, you know? So if Ken's gonna meaty me with a fucking high, it's gonna be probably stand strong or stand fierce. If he's gonna meaty me with a low, it's gonna be probably low short or low forward. I guess you could meet me with a high and it's an overhead as well. Can't believe I didn't mention that one. But that's it. I only have to predict like 5 things. And if Ken does anything else apart from those 5 things, then my parry, regardless of which parry direction it is, will work. I think that's the idea. Oh, that juggles. He just mistimed it, I think. And that forces Ken to use one of those 5 things, because he knows if I'm going for a parry, there's no point in doing meaty crutch fierce on me or something like that. Because he'll just lose to everything. It loses to me blocking, it loses to me parrying in either direction. Now, there is a little flip side to that. And that's that Hugo has meaty crouch jab that he can cancel to like super. And it's a little bit of a meme because crouch jab does have like fucking 6 recovery frames in addition to, or before it's cancelable, so you can still technically cancel it. But Hugo wants to be parried because he wants to cancel that crouch jab into a command grab, and you're throwable during your parry. So when Hugo does like crouch jab canceled to command grab or crouch jab canceled to super, he's trying to get you to parry him. He wants it so that whichever parry you pick, his fucking SPD or his super will hit you before your stand fierce or whatever can come out. The problem is that there are certain characters who don't have a whole lot of good high meaties, or certain characters who don't have a whole lot of good low meaties. Because a lot of DPs in this game have some invincibility frames, but not invincibility till they hit, the main thing a meaty needs to have is a lot of active frames. And you see that with things like Akuma close medium kick or Ryu close medium kick. You can see that with the good meaties, because they have lots of active frames. But then it's really awkward when you want to low meaty someone, or like when you want to meaty someone high only parry, but all of your high only parries have shit active frames. Yeah, close medium kick is a really good example for Alex. No. Fightcade is the place to play it anywhere except Japan. It's where the game's alive. Yeah, what's with the hate? What's wrong with Fightcade? It's fine to me. Is it full of bullies? Don't like the people there? Fightcade actually seems to have a hell of a lot of people on it too. Damn, what did Fightcade ever do to you? That wasn't gonna chip out, I think. I want to say Ibuki could have blocked the whole thing. It looked like the second hit whiffed on crouching Ibuki, so maybe he was trying to get the second hit to whiff, but then still block the third hit high. Because it whiffed on her because she was crouching. If he blocked the whole thing high, he would take 5 ticks of chip damage, which would be kind of a lot. But if he blocked the second hit low, but still blocked the third hit high, then he'd only take 4 ticks of chip damage. But if he blocked the whole thing low, he'd eat the fucking third hit. Thanatos. Thanatosu. That's my juggle. Raw 5-stone in neutral. Thanatos has the balls I wish I had. Oh, that couldn't combo. Super jump there I don't like. Stones against Hugo is... It's okay. It's just that you can't build meter very easily. And Super 2 is so free. Stones is never bad. It's just that Super 2 does a lot of really easy work. Yeah. But he's going for the cross-up unblockables, which are really easy on Hugo. You can see it working pretty well. Cute. You also can't get a chicken on Hugo unless you're cornered. Nice. Jump in, empty jump, jump out roundhouse. Strong. This is Ricky Mario playing Dudley. How about I watch the original of this? There's definitely a lot of function in his parries. You can be aggressive with parries. They do more work if you do them more often, you know what I mean? It's just that most people don't like the added risk. But Hugo has a lot of health to play around with, and he also has a really big body, which means that it's really hard to get around certain attacks without parrying. I don't know if he's trying to show off per se. It's more like he just does his homework more than most people do. This is like what a lot of people would look like if they just fucking labbed parries more. I think this is just the progression of like what you would do. I haven't fought a level 9 com yet, unless there were level 9 comms in World of Light somewhere, in which case I was not aware if I fought a level 9 com. You can put yourself up against 7 level 9 comms on a team, right? That's pretty much true. That's true for Q and Hugo. Urian and Alex are like pretend big bodies. Q and Hugo are real deal big bodies. That's generally true. Spring Bear kick can get hit grounded. Ooh. I think that was a full charge, so the parry timing was consistent. Wow. Sandstrong would punish that, but he did towards Fierce for more damage, but it didn't hit fast enough to stop Makoto from parrying. Was that? I think it was. I think that was a super jump cancel command grab. That was some cute shit right there. I think it was. I don't know. I think it was. So if you super jump before your SPD, you get a delayed SPD, but also it's unthrowable for its startup, which is pretty fun. Technically, any character can do that with any special move, but Hugo is kind of notable in that his super jump has fucking 20 billion frames, so he can be unthrowable for quite a long time. Damn that range. That was like the max range of light SPD, I think. Snatched her from all the way across the screen practically. Command grabs don't have that much range in this game. The farthest is probably Q's hard command grab, I guess. Okay, 8 frames isn't really an hour. Alex can't easily use his Kara with his command grab. Technically speaking, I guess Q can do half circle back. I think there's a way. It's not as simple as half circle back, but there's a way to do Q's command normal into his command grab. But it's like basically TAS. It's like forward, down, release, straight back, medium punch, and then down back hard kick. It's like that. Next frame, down back hard kick. You have to do like a ridiculous motion, but you can technically get a back strong hard command grab. Alex's command grab is half circle back, and his Kara is off of towards fierce. So there's no way to do towards fierce and then a command grab 1 frame later, generally. There is a way to do that, but it's like TAS. It's literally the same deal. It's forward, down, back, forward plus fierce, back plus punch. I think you can. There's like a trick to it. I saw the same thing you saw. There's like some shenanigan with buffering. but I don't remember how it worked. It had a weird motion. It might have just been half circle back forward plus hard punch plus something, I forget. There was something about it that made it really unique, but I can't remember. Sin 720 is actually easier in this game than any other Street Fighter, I think. Just because of those super jump pre-jump frames. Very nice. That's a red. His punish was kind of bad though. Yeah. You only need to hit 6 of the 8 contact points of a 360 to get, well, the command grab. And I think it's 12 of the contact points for a 720. With 8 being a full rotation. Ooh, that was nice. That was a really good whiff. I bet anything Hugo was trying to parry that. Hugo's 360 kick in Street Fighter 4 required 7 contact points instead of the normal 6, which I would normally say, oh, that's a bug. But Hugo's regular SSBD with punch only needed to hit 6 contact points. So he had one 360 with an unusually specific command and one normal one. Longest car throw is definitely Q's. I think then Chun-Li's, then Elena's. And then it gets really close. Well, technically there are some car throws off of long range normals that are longer than Chun-Li's and Elena's. Well, I don't know about Chun-Li's, but I think longer than Elena's. But Oro has one of the longest command grabs. One of the longest cars in the game. It's just useless. It's near useless. So does Remy, I think. Remy has like a really long Kara off of a normal that he can't do from close. Actually, a couple. Like far medium kick and far hard kick, I think. And then he also has the one people usually use for throwing is off of towards medium kick, which is still decent. It's still like a pretty big car throw, but it's not tied to range. I always heard that Remy players use a Kara to make neutral throw into a flash kick work on the characters it doesn't work on. And I always thought it was towards medium kick car, and I was like, damn, that's really hard. But I guess it turns out someone informed me in the comments that it's like hard kick. So it's not as hard as I thought, although it is really hard. Why was that part of our fucking player view? I don't need to see YSB getting perfected. Check out that so fast. Neutral throws are so bad. That's like the best neutral throw in the whole... I mean, not Mesho. That's the best Mesho in the whole game. It does abnormally high damage and 8 hits instead of 6. But it doesn't matter because you can just shake out of it in 2 hits. So it ends up being weak as hell. It also has a good Oki scenario. Well, it's weird to call it a good Oki scenario. Hugo can stay next to you by doing DP plus kick. Or he can get off a taunt. And it's like one of his only ways of getting off a taunt. Close hard punch? He doesn't have a close hard punch. It's just hard punch. It's his elbow. Are you sure it's not a crouch hard punch? Cars off of crouching normals are a bitch. Because you've got to stop crouching in that frame. It's not a problem in Street Fighter 5. Because you can just do a crouching throw and it comes out as a throw. But in Street Fighter 4 you've got to uncrouch perfectly. Ironically, they made it so all the Kara throws were removed in Street Fighter 5 off of standing normals, but they left a few in off of crouching normals. It's like they didn't check. Like, Zeku had one for a long time. He might still have it off of his crouch hard kick in one of his forms. He could do crouch hard kick Kara throw. I think there's still 2 or 3 Kara throws in Street Fighter 5. They did their best to kill them all, but they weren't perfect. They didn't used to have to worry about crouching normals having Karas, but because there are no crouch checks in SF5, it created a new scenario that they didn't usually have to check for. Remember Beta Chun-Li and her giant car throw? Yeah, it's far medium kick or close medium kick. The far medium kick one is really huge. The close medium kick one is only barely bigger than a normal throw. I think there is a dead zone between them. There's a range where she'll get the close medium kick car throw, but not move herself close enough to throw. But she'll still be too close to get a far medium kick, which would then give her a car throw that would work. She's got like a little dead zone where she can't throw you, in the middle of a giant range where she can't throw you. I'm not gonna cry though. I don't care about Chun-Li having any weakness. It's like 50. Oh, 32. That's not as high. I thought it was a lot higher than that. That's not close medium kick. I think Q has like 50. Oh, I see. Added on. I understand. So like 26 plus 2 and 26 plus 32. Yeah, there you go. So it does give her like 50 throw range. Q gets like 60, I think, total. Hugo's natural throw range is only like 30 some, isn't it? I don't remember. He's got the biggest natural throw range. 32. Q gets exactly 60. Ibuki dead last? Is it Yang? I always forget who between them has the smaller throw range. I want to say it's Ibuki. Pretty sure Ibuki has the teeniest, tiniest throw. Where's 12? What's 12's throw range? Oh, it's stunned. Oro's is pretty small. What's Oro's? Oro's on the low end of throw range, but he's got two very nice cars. $25. Do a lot worse. Hard kick puts him up pretty well. What is it? Oh, Q. You'll never get the far medium kick car throw. What's the fucking hard kick car throw? You can get the far medium kick car throw. It's just very precise. Because if you're too close, you'll get close medium kick, which has no shitty Kara. And if you're too far away, then the car throw will be out of range. So the 53 is super misleading because there's only a few frames where it works. 39 is pretty good though, because hard kick has no range tied to it. It's always hard kick. There's no close, there's no far. I was gonna leave after that one, but look, there's an Oro. It's Koro. Ah. I guess that's okay. Still worse than, the problem is if you're trying to shoot for the range where the far one works, then you're going to be out of range for the close one. I usually try and scope out the shadows of the characters to figure out where it's going to work, which works pretty well. They have to like just barely be not crossing, I think. Uh-oh. Clap Super. Two Clap Super. He's showing off. He didn't have to do that. Hard clap into light clap and hard clap into medium clap both always work. Hard clap into medium clap is pretty precise. Medium clap into light clap does not work unless the opponent's crouching. Makoto has that negative car off of stand hard kick, I think, which is very important for her Abara Tasanami combos. They're singing happy birthday. Nice. Holy shit. I would just start blocking after the first two. I wouldn't have even gotten the first two, so it doesn't matter. They do the whole song, even in Japan. What is Sean's car button? I don't even know. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that. Sean has some interesting things here and there. That's probably one of the most interesting. Hi, my name is Sean and I can't complete a combo without an EX move. And also it doesn't knock down and also it's minus on hit. That was huge. Technically speaking, Sean can do one normal into DP at point blank, which is completing a combo in a way. Alright, this is the last one I watch, then I'm going to bed. That's like the stupidest thing about Sean, is close hard kick into DP doesn't work. What the fuck, why is close hard kick even cancelable? You can't do anything with it. You can do medium wheel kick. And you can also do EX wheel kick, and you can also do a supers. Most Sean's pick Super 1. Not that there are any serious Sean's, but Sean's best Super is almost certainly Super 1. And you'd rather do, like, DP Super. I'll watch more of this later. This is very good footage. I love YSB. Super 2 is like the worst Super. It has even fewer confirms than the other ones, and you also don't have access to it that often. It does do okay damage. Hard Kick has like the best confirms, but the fact that you can only have one is a pain in the ass. Having multiple Super 1s is a big deal. Alright, maybe one more. That is a big dick, Kara. That spacing. You can see Chun-Li perfectly moving herself to the absolute perfect spot where she can whip punish everything, but Hugo can't actually hit her. It's immaculate. This is actually super good Chun-Li play. Unfortunately, he's getting fucked. At least his spacing's on point. Who was it? Fucking Bobby Fischer? No. I don't remember who said it. It was like a chess great. I want to say it was fucking I almost said Boris Karloff. What the fuck is his name? Gary Kasparov? I think it was him. He said, good tactics emerge from good positioning. Something like that. Some chess bullshit. Street Fighter's the same way. You have good plays and your opponent has bad plays if you're standing in the right place. Chess metaphors in Street Fighter. Okay, I'm leaving for real.